විෂන් කෙයා විශ්වාසනීය දැක්ම.
බලන හැමතැනකම දැන් විෂන් කෙයා එකක්.
Sri Lanka recorded its highest COVID-19 recovery rate today as the number surged to 74.26%, with the total number of COVID-19 recoveries now increased to 1,446. As things stand, the overall number of active COVID-19 cases in the country remains at 491. Meanwhile, all 23 patients that tested positive for the virus yesterday have been identified as Sri Lankan returnees from overseas. Among them are 19 returnees from Dubai, 2 from Kuwait, and the remaining 2 are returnees from London and Russia. In the meantime, a total of 901 naval personnel have been diagnosed with the coronavirus in the island to date. From that figure, 756 naval personnel have recovered from COVID-19, while 145 more are currently receiving treatment. In other developments, Sri Lanka's repatriation program continues to be in full swing, with 99 Sri Lankans being repatriated from Australia yesterday. Meanwhile, 58 Indian Navy sailors arrived in the country yesterday as part of a crew change for an Indian vessel that has been docked at the Colombo harbour. The Indian Navy sailors were subjected to mandatory PCR tests and were sent for quarantine until the results of the PCR tests are released. In a separate development, an Indian sailor who had travelled to Qatar from Sri Lanka was sent back to the island this morning after he tested positive for the virus. The sailor in question was among 69 other Indian sailors who had entered the country on the 17th of this month from India. 54 of them are crew of a ship anchored at the Colombo harbour. The remaining 15 Indian sailors had travelled to Doha in Qatar. After they landed in Doha and underwent PCR tests, the Indian national was sent back to Sri Lanka aboard the same flight that took him to Qatar after he tested positive for the virus. According to international aviation law, such questionable passengers must be diverted to the airport in which they arrived. However, due to the absence of the Indigo flight that the Indian sailor in question had arrived on, officials took measures to admit the sailor to the infectious diseases hospital for treatment. In the meantime, the Ministry of Buddha Sasana, Cultural and Religious Affairs that all cinema halls will be permitted to resume screenings from the 27th of this month. Secretary to the Ministry, MKB Harishchandra, said that screenings will have to be done while adhering to the prescribed health guidelines.
Lever Ayush Karabu Neti Danta Lepaya Shaktimat Datti Palakata